Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a very interesting video because we have some interesting updates. We have some information about a few upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 games. Some of it great news, some of it bad news, some of it promising news, as well as a really exciting leak for that next Nintendo Direct. Let's go ahead and get right into this video. So first, this has nothing to do with the video, but I am currently playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for the first time ever on my PS5, probably like 6 hours in. I think it's going to be a top 10 game of all time for me. That's just how I feel. So go back a year ago, I randomly bought the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth pre-order merch for, I don't even remember why I did it, but I bought this hat over a year ago, and I was in my closet today and I found this hat, so the timing is like perfect. Do you need to know any of this? Probably not, but I had to tell somebody. Now that we have that very important news out of the way, we have a very interesting video. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram so we can keep our amazing communities growing, and please consider becoming a channel member because it really helps support this channel. Now let's go ahead and get into this video. So first, let's talk about Mario Kart World a little bit. Well, not technically Mario Kart World, but Mario Kart World's competitor. And you may think that's a joke, you may laugh about it, but I just played Sonic Racing Cross Worlds for over an hour on stream. I think I prefer this to Mario Kart World 100%. Yes, this game is not technically out yet, and it was an open beta, so you don't have all the features. I probably raced like 5 or 6 tracks and only had about 10 characters. But the way the game plays, and the music, and the course designs, and the characters, and the cool power-ups, and this cool mechanic where you're driving on one track and then it glitches into a whole nother track, and then you go back to another track, and it is so damn exciting. I know you may not believe me, but I think Nintendo has a real competitor here, and I know this game is going to be on the Switch and Switch 2, so Nintendo probably doesn't care, like at all. But man, it feels refreshing to play something that's just different. I only played the Switch version, but there is a Switch 2 version coming later this year, and I just think they're doing a phenomenal job here. So I just wanted to talk about this, man. I truly think, at least the way it is right now, this is better than Mario Kart World, and that is saying something. Now, another game that is coming out, I want to say very soon, I think in September for sure, is Star Wars Outlaws. I don't care about this game at all, I'll just be honest. So, the news we're about to talk about isn't going to make me buy it or not buy it. I do like Star Wars games. Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor are masterpieces. I freaking love those games. But this one I just don't care about at all for some reason. But, it is cool that it is coming over to the Switch 2. Or it was cool that it was coming over to the Switch 2, because unfortunately, it is not running well. And from the very first trailer I seen, I thought that it didn't look great, but this is something that needs time to polish. Well, recently at PAX West, there was playable demos of this there, and it had the same treatment that Elden Ring had. They were not letting anybody record gameplay footage, and the only logical reason that they will do that is because it does not look good. I think even GVG reported it, but just so many people are talking about it that it is a horrible port. It does not run well. And this is another game that has me scratching my head like, well, why is this happening? You got a dev kit, that's cool. But why is a game not optimized correctly? So I'm reading that it dropped below 30 frames per second frequently, like it was happening nonstop, even in linear sections. This isn't big open world stuff. This is just straightforward, and the game couldn't handle that. So instead of the game even coming out, I think they should just delay it, but we know that will not happen. I think there are review codes going out soon. I didn't get one. I didn't even ask for one because I really don't care about this game. But yeah, man, this is a game I would be cautious on before buying. Now, surprisingly, a game that's coming out on the Switch 2, and it's been hit or miss with these kind of games, but I'm hearing great things about it, is EA Sports FC26. The producer of the game is talking about the power and performance of the game being on parity with PS5 and Xbox. That is crazy that they're saying the Switch 2 port of this is very exciting and that it's on par with the PS5 and Xbox on a handheld console. Just saying, that's pretty impressive. So we've seen WWE 2K25, that's an impressive port. Madden initially, I think, had some issues, and there was a couple workarounds to get it right, but I think they did a few updates and now it's running substantially better. So, that's cool. It was never a game I was going to buy day one anyway. I just can't do it. I just bought Madden 23 for my PS5 yesterday for like $5. Whenever Madden goes on sale in the eShop for like $5 or $10, I'll buy it then, but I just can't buy sports games day one. It's something in my soul that will not let me do that. I will eventually buy FC26 for my Switch 2. I think these games are pretty fun. Again, not day one, probably like a year later when it goes on sale for $10. But for anybody who wants to buy this game or is interested in this game, it's sounding very promising. So, this just makes me go back to Star Wars Outlaws. It's like some of these companies are putting in the work and some of these companies are just porting the game over and not really caring the way it turns out. And that's a weird thing that's happening, I think, predominantly with the Switch 2 right now. But now the news we want to talk about. There are rumors and leaks and inside information pointing towards Nintendo Directs happening in September. Without any of that, it's like, yeah, we can guess there's probably going to be something in September. This September is a little different because it is Mario's 40th anniversary. Now, when I first started seeing these rumors and leaks, I thought 100% it was for Mario's 40th anniversary. But then some of the people who leaked some stuff correctly before are saying, no, this is the big Nintendo Direct, the general Nintendo Direct. I don't know which one to think it is, but first, let's look at this leak we have. So this is coming from Nate the Hate. Yes, there is a Nintendo Direct in September. When? The second week of the month, in the latter half, or on or around September 11th or 12th. In my prediction video where I thought I found evidence of a Direct, I said September 11th, but a lot of other people are saying the 12th. This person said Mario 40th anniversary, the first week of the month, and they have said, I have not heard anything. Do you think Red Dead port would be announced in the Direct? Maybe, depends if Nintendo was able to court Rockstar. Red Dead Redemption 2 is Switch 2 bound regardless of the announcement reveal venue. So that's exciting news. I know that is coming over to the Switch 2. Actually, funny timing, I just bought this game for my PS5 as well. It's a PS4 version, but I was thinking, man, I want to buy that on my Switch 2. It's going to be fun. And then I thought, man, $60 or $70 for a game that's super old. And it's probably going to be a game key card. Not excited about that. It probably will be the next generation version when that game comes out, but I'm sure there'll be an upgrade path on the PS5, so I'll just pay $10. But this is exciting news because of the person the news is coming from. This is coming from Nate the Hate, so this is just another nail in the coffin. What is it going to be though? Is it the Mario 40th anniversary, or is it that big general Direct? Now, we've seen some leaks saying that Metroid Prime 4's release date and Hyrule Warriors release date is coming in this next Nintendo Direct. So you would think that solidifies it. That means it's a general Direct. And I do think that is true, but I also think it being a Mario 40th anniversary Direct is also true. I have this weird theory, which I have no evidence for. This is just me speculating with Nintendo being goofy right now, that it's going to be a Nintendo Direct, but it's going to be like 30 or 45 minutes long. That's going to be the runtime. So you're going to say, damn, that's a big Nintendo Direct. And I think during that Direct, if they don't reveal it ahead of time, the last 15 minutes will be for Mario's 40th anniversary. Or they'll just do a random Mario 40th anniversary Direct on a random ass day, and it just drops on YouTube or something like that. But we have a bunch of news we are waiting for. And I do think this is going to clear up a lot of questions we have. But unfortunately, the way things are happening, even if we get some of the most exciting announcements we've been waiting for, besides a few for the Mario 40th anniversary, I think the majority of this shit is not going to come until 2026. I mean, we've seen it with a lot of third-party stuff. We're getting announcements, they're kind of exciting, and the ones we were waiting for, they either don't look great, or two, they look okay, but they're game key cards, so it's hard to stay excited for them. Or a lot of it's being delayed, or, I mean, it's not being delayed, but it's just coming out in 2026, so it's like, well, I mean, that's cool, it's getting announced, but I can't play that for like another 8 months, so I wonder if Nintendo's going to do the same thing. I think we have, for the most part, a lot of these games mapped out for the rest of the year. Metroid Prime 4, I think it gets a release date, and I think it launches maybe even in September. I could see it coming out within the next few weeks. I just feel like, this game is up in the air with the release date right now. That could happen. Hyrule Warriors, I'm thinking January for that game. I think they said winter. I just have a strong feeling that's a January game. We have Pokemon in October and Kirby in November. what else could they really do this year? And it's not saying I don't want them to do some stuff, but do I get my hopes up for big games like Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion, Mario, Fire Emblem, Star Fox, Kid Icarus, just the big stuff? Do we hear about stuff we already know about and get some random ass games we don't care about? And you also have to remember, they're still pushing the Nintendo Switch very hard right now. They're even telling developers, if you don't have any cool features that are Switch 2 exclusive, develop it for the Switch, and then people can play it using backwards compatibility on their Switch 2. Not that promising or exciting to hear from Nintendo directly. So, I'm curious what they could announce, but I think there's just no way to possibly get your hopes up with the current situation. Now, with Mario's 40th anniversary, I think all the announcements from that are really what's going to hold us over. I think we get a bunch of Switch 2 upgrades for games on the Switch to the Switch 2 for free. I think we get a couple more Switch 2 versions. I think we get a new Super Mario 3D All-Stars that could be launching within the next month, and that sounds exciting. I think we could see the next 3D Mario game. I think we'll see something for the next Mario movie. I think we get some cool Nintendo Switch Online stuff. Maybe we even get another cool Game & Watch. Just some stuff we don't expect. And that's all things we could hear about within like a 15-minute direct. So that's why, I am excited for this. Don't get me wrong, I am excited. And I do think there are going to be some surprises we don't expect. But I just feel like with it already being September, what could they really show us that's coming out this year? You know what I mean? We do need a big holiday game. Maybe they talk about a special edition Switch 2 or something. That would be cool. But I just don't want to get my hopes up because every single direct that we've had so far, the Indie World, the Partner Showcase, and now these ones coming up, I've got my hopes up. Not even crazy amounts, just a little bit. It's a new console. It's exciting. And I've been let down every single time. So, yeah, these are just my thoughts right now. But this is exciting. Don't get me wrong. I just think we shouldn't get our hopes up just yet, if that makes sense. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this? Because your opinion matters most. So in the comments below, I would love to hear from you guys. If you made it all the way to this part of the video, I'm not just saying it to say it. Hit a like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram so you can keep our communities growing. I'd love for you to be a part of this community. And consider becoming a channel member. That really helps. I think I want to do like a streaming marathon to try to hit like 20 or 30 channel members. So consider becoming a channel member. And remember, I give away eShop gift cards every Saturday. I do random Switch 2 giveaways. So keep that in mind. And you guys know me, I'll see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.